everybody, welcome to Fury Industries. This is Coach Prime, aka Lavelle. I'm Coach Fury, and we're going to talk about two of my favorite DVRT Ultimate Sandbag training maneuvers and how they're both related. So when people talk about shoulder mobility in the land of the kettlebell, they often go straight to halos in terms of opening up the shoulders, opening up the thoracic spine. So if I were to demo a halo, I'm grabbing by the horns, the bell's up, I'm going to push through my feet so my glutes are on, and then I'm going to try to halo the bell, orbit it around my head. Now, I love halos, don't get me wrong, don't get mad, no hate, but the handle on this is often the limiting factor. So if I already had jacked or tight shoulders or really broad shoulders, the simple being forced to hold and position this way is a severely limiting position. And there's not much I can do to alter that other than widen out on the elbows, and then I'm not getting the same experience, but I'm also still stuck. So one of the warm-up drills that we use here, and actually use it between sets, is a tall kneeling around the world with the Ultimate Sandbag. So Coach Prime's going to go into tall kneeling, so her feet, her hips are up, her knees are under her hips. If you could turn to the side, Caitlin, you can see she's on the balls of her feet, driving in, full hip extension. And then she's going to grab the outer handles, and she's going to frame it like a halo around the head and then all the way down low. Now before the next rep, I'm going to ask her to turn and face the camera. So we're going to pull apart slightly and we're going to frame. And what you're going to see from this angle even better is she now has more room to move. She can open the elbows up, but the hands aren't fixed. The other great thing about the Ultimate Sandbag isn't just that it's the handles, but also as the sand's shifting within the bag, there's a reflexive core reaction happening that's adding to that. So it's not just the mobility of isolating the shoulders and the thoracic, but we're also doing a better job of integrating the upper and lower body, plus connecting, because this is rotational, we're using those sling systems. So we're going shoulder, core, hip. So that's a great in terms of a mobility, a core drill. What I love about this one is we rise Prime, is now we can start to train in the transverse plane. That's your rotational plane. Now this isn't the starting point, but this is where this drill can be advanced to some powerful stuff. Rotational training starts at the foot where we internally rotate at the hip. The power generates from the floor through the hip. If anybody's ever done any martial arts, you throw a punch, it starts at the foot, not at the shoulder. And it's something that a lot of coaches and a lot of trainers either can be somewhat reckless on because they don't understand it, or they just don't have a system of where to start from. So this isn't necessarily the starting place, but it's not a bad place to begin with, especially if someone's familiar with this. So what we're going to do is, she's going to start, she will have deadlift by the magic of television, deadlift the sandbag up beautifully, like so. And she's going to pivot on her right foot, and you'll see there's the bag will start to actually swing just from that, and bring it behind her back. And then she's going to pivot in the other direction to help decelerate. And then we can do a couple of reps. So you see the big thing here is this internal rotation. You can rest for a second, Prime. She's going to put it down on an awesome deadlift too. Yay! But this is the big part, right? You need this pivot. What happens with this drill is people start just sort of doing this. It looks cool, right? Don't I look cool? Instagram TV man? That's not helping. That's not actually internally rotating. When I internally rotate, it's happening at the pelvis. So now my pelvis is in this direction, but more importantly, you know what's in this direction also? My lower back, my lumbar spine. If I'm not actually rotating there, guess where we're rotating? Here. That's no bueno. We don't want to rotate from our spine. So this is a really good way to start. Now look, you could start with rotational deadlifts, which we could do another video of. Let me know if you'd like to see one of those. There are other moves to start to build this pivot, but just as a progression from a tall kneeling around the world where we can take a warm-up drill and turn it into something more powerful, or powerful in a different purpose, I love these. So we've just started doing these in our small group programming. Couple other little things, because again, with rotational training, there is a lot to be very cautious on. So Prime's going to pick up the bag one more time, and she's going to start to do a few reps. So we want to be mindful, keep going, you're nailing it, of that pivot, starting from the foot and pivoting. We want to make sure we don't get caught forward the whole time because we're navigating the ultimate sandbag, or that we're dumping it forward and then behind. Yeah, be careful with that. We don't want Prime to jack up her spine. I need her here. Right, so we're going to stay close to the body with it using that pivot. So if you think you're ready for this, give it a shot. If you think you need to build up to it, you know what? I promise you, we're actually going to go and shoot a video on how to build towards that if you've already got the tall kneeling around the world in your arsenal. Cool? So comment. Let us know what you think if that was helpful.